Good morning, Quirky Birders. It's Lynn here, and welcome to your autumnal card design videos. Now, these little videos are going to be popping up over the course of the next few days, and I've got some lovely autumnal designs for you to be painting. All very simple, all really effective, and a great way to decorate your little postcards. Now, I showed you this box of postcards in a earlier video, and it's something that I bought from Amazon, and they're just really lovely quality and great fun to paint and create little designs, and you will end up creating a little box of personally designed little notelets. So we've done some sort of little very simple watercolour doodles in the past with the postcards, so we've got a number of those already completed. So today we're going to move on to the autumnal designs. So let me just move those out of the way. So the designs that are going to be appearing over the course of the next few days, we've got this gorgeous little autumnal leaf. We have, of course, some pumpkins with some leaf garlands, but today we're going to start with a little sort of treescape. Now, this is very simple and easy to paint, and it's really effective as well. You can also add some little embellishments to this, and you can actually do as little or as much as you like with this design. You could create a little bit of grass in the foreground. You could even put some poppies in there if you wanted to. So there's lots of different things that you can do with this little design. So I've got my postcard ready. And I'm just going to use a size 5 brush to begin with, and we're just going to do the background. Now, you can work wet on wet, but I have found that these postcards do kind of ruffle up a little bit, so I am going to work wet on dry, but we're still going to add quite a bit of water. So we just want a nice fluid colour yellow. And all I'm going to do is just roughly create a shape that's going to form the background of this design. I'll add a little bit more yellow. Now, you can also mix some of these colours, so we can actually drop in a little bit of orange. A bit more yellow. Now, don't be too alarmed with the vibrancy of this, because we will just change that in just a moment. There we go. And then we'll just add some water. We'll just drop some water directly onto that paint and just watch that paint just move around and just create those lovely sort of patterns. Okay. Now, you'll notice that that is actually quite wet at the moment and also very vibrant. So the next thing that I'm going to do is you take a little bit of tissue, so kitchen roll, and all you're going to do is lift away using the tissue that excess. Now, each time you do this, you'll notice that it will change. The background will be different every single time. So we've got some nice red tones along the top there. And I've got some lovely sort of lines forming as well, so I'm actually quite happy with that. So we need to let that dry before we can actually overpaint the trees on the design. So I'm going to pop that to one side. Okay, so here's one that I've just painted earlier. So I've got the lovely sort of crusty line forming all the way around, and where we've lifted away those vibrant colours, you've got some really nice texture that will add a little bit of sort of interest and depth to your design. So I am going to change my brush. I'm going to change my brush down to a little size 1 brush. So I just want to have something that's got a little bit of sort of a fine point and a little bit of control. And the colour that I'm going to use my Van Dyke Brown to begin with. Now remember, when using a smaller brush, you do need to make sure you get rid of all of the excess paint, as you don't want a little sort of bubble of paint sat on the end of that brush. And all we're going to do to begin with is we're just going to paint in some linear lines. Now we need to make some of these a little bit thicker than others. Now we can also add some little branches. I don't need too many. And let's just widen the base of that trunk ever so slightly as well. And we just repeat that process. Now you can use a mixture of your grey, your black. We can also set some back a little bit as well. Let's go through the middle. Do a couple of brown ones again. And you just repeat this process until all of the card has been completely filled. We'll come along to the side. Now you might want to practice some of these lines before you actually start to work on your card itself. But the secret is that you don't actually hold your brush too close to the tip. So you just have a little bit more fluidity and hold it in the way that you hold your brush. So just remember to clear off that excess paint so you don't have that little ball of paint at the end, because it will only blob. I'll just carry on, just filling in 1 or 2 little gaps. Now, of course, you don't have to use these sort of browns and yellows and sort of russet colours. You can actually change the colourway. You could also experiment, maybe use something like the purples and the blue and nice mauvey colours. You'll find that each time you do this, it'll be slightly different. Okay. Now I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, it's a little bit different from the last time that I've done it. I was a little bit darker in the tones with this one, but I've got some real nice warmth through this design by using the different shades of brown and also through to the sort of Payne's grey and the colour black. Now, we don't put any ink onto this design, but what we can do is we can just do a little bit of splatter if you wanted to. So all we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the grey, and you just want a nice sort of watery consistency to that grey. Just move that to one side. I'm just going to take a pencil, and all I'm going to do is just literally splatter onto the card, and we'll go all the way around. And then we can just sign it very quickly. And that is it. One very, very simple but really quite effective little autumnal design for your postcards or greetings cards. Really, really easy to paint, really, really simple, but like I say, you can certainly adapt and change the design and add 1 or 2 extra little bits with your own creativity. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video today. I shall be back again later on this week with a couple of your other designs, but thank you for watching. Enjoy the mindfulness, enjoy painting along with me, and I'll be back again very, very soon indeed. Goodbye.